Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out another video here on G4G Games for Gamers. Today we are doing an episode in Marvel Avengers Alliance, and we are doing a PvP team up called Counter All the Things. This team is designed to work against what you see in the meta of very high vibranium and adamantium. It is a team that is basically designed to go ahead and run counter to the common groups that you see of Pestilence Beast, Gamora, Groot, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, all of those guys. The team is 5-1 in practice. It's worked against a range team too, but it basically centers around shutting down the melee damage. So member number 1 is Anti-Venom. He is running Street Fighting, and he is running the Hard and Powered ISO 8. Alternatively, you can run him with the Symbiote ISO in the place of Defensive Fighter, and you can team him up with other symbiotes, and his partner has a variant, and I'll get to him in a moment. I have the increased damage over here, I have the pulverize over here, but I have knocking down over here on Crusade. You could flop these two and have I Am the Cure AoE apply incapacitation, but I've chosen to do the wide open instead, which further helps the team. His partner in crime, as you may guess it, is going to be Spider-Man. I am running him with the Amazeball suit, but you could run the Symbiote ISO and pair him up with either the Infiltrator or the Bruiser version of the black suit. For this video, however, I am running him with the Scrapper version of the Amazeball suit. I don't think the Future Foundation one would be good, but you could probably also run him with stock Spider-Man, but the chance at extra turns is nice. He is running a personal ISO in the Tangled one. He's running aiming over here. He's running gracious over here. Manifesting will not help. He's running his personal ISO over here, and he's running an increased chance to hit over here with the stun ability. Let's jump into PvP, and I'll explain what my agent will be doing as we hit some practice rounds. These will be unedited, so what I get into is what you're going to see. As I've said so far in practice, they are 5-1, and they just barely lost to a whale team. Basically, it was a guy with high hero bonuses, but also a very high new item armory, so the guy did it right, and this is a perfect team for me to go against. So there's Anti-Venom's proc, and I of course survived the Quicksilver, so these guys have more hit points than me, so we're going to open up with what Anti-Venom always opens up with, and hopefully this goes early in the turn order. It's going to be I Am the Cure, and it's applying opportunistic, webbed, depower, and wide open. The depower is of course, well, nope, they've got the Mystic Shroud. So instead, I'm just going to go for raw damage, and I'm going to go for the agent. And I miss. That sucks. So Spider-Man steps up, he takes an Iron Fist hit, and he does not gain the extra turn. So I'm going to go ahead and use Spider Sense. And there's not much I can really do here, so again, I'm just going to go for the agent. And he dodges that too! Wow, this is not going too well so far. Alright, so I got hit. Now I can't apply the Tornado because they have the Mystic Shroud up, so I'm going to heal myself instead, because I've taken a decent amount of damage and done none. And I'm going to go ahead and Black as Void. That will get rid of some of their buffs, and hopefully has them hitting themselves. The good thing is that I caught the Mystic before I tried to apply the depower. So, unfortunately, Quicksilver still being a douche. But I get the extra turn because I defended. So now, I don't want to hit him because I don't want to get the counter. So I hit the enemy agent instead. Uh-oh. That could be deadly. Alright, well, it doesn't seem like anybody's stunned except for Spider-Man, but he's going to get cleaned. So, Anti-Venom steps up. And he's now enraged thanks to it being a scrapper. The Iron Fist goes and nearly takes out the enemy agent. Unfortunately, Spider-Man was stunned. And now we have him doing the light fantastic, which really sucks. This is a bad set of turn order for me here, unfortunately. So I'm going to go ahead and proc my suit. I'm going to use my own light fantastic first. I'm going to go ahead and root them to the ground first, which will eat up the mirror reality. And I know that he can't counter. Then I'll apply the tornado. And then I'm going to Mystic the enemy agent, because that's the only thing he's going to be able to do. And it works. So hopefully we can turn this around now. And the agent is near death. And we get the Dragon's Foot counter, which unfortunately eats up the reality. But look at what Quicksilver has to do. Alright, so we can't take anybody out in one shot. So I'm going to go ahead and just go for the enemy agent. And 7k-ish hit. So Quicksilver's Iron Fist and Quicksilver have been forced to recharge. And I'm going to go ahead and work on rooting him a little bit more. Again, we're going to go ahead and exhaust. And we're going to go ahead and change the tide of battle here with Improbability Field. Now, at this point, I'm going to go actually for Iron Fist and try to avoid Quicksilver's counters. So he almost dies to dots over here. He goes for Spider-Man and misses. And Spider-Man thankfully gets the extra turn, so I'm going to go ahead and put him away. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go for Iron Fist. So now that I've put him near death, I'm going to use I Am the Cure to finish off the battle. Ooh, we're going to get a healing chi. Or no, we're not. So unfortunately, the Adhesive X launcher came into play a little bit. So now you can see what this team does. They basically shut down the enemy team and took what started to be a losing battle and kept it in the win column. So let's get one more here. And see what we come up with. Alright, so Luke Cage and Iron Fist. This is something I was hoping to see eventually. He opens up with Ragnarok and Sockham. Ooh, and then there's those counters. See, that's what I miss about not being stealthy. They do not have the Mystic Shroud. God, you know what, Luke Cage? You're pissing me off. So it went to Luke Cage because he protected it. Spider-Man protected. And he doesn't get the enemy turn. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, he's running the new Rune of Resolve. It's sitting there in his hand. Very, very interesting. Now, I'm not going to Adhesive X these guys right now, but I am going to go ahead and Black as Void them. So he uses the Rune of Resolve, and that's going to be it. So now what the rune did is it went ahead and applied covered to Luke Cage, saying that he's going to take 50% less damage. Now is when it gets fun. Anti-venom's going to go ahead and get enraged off of Iron Fist, and he's going to apply opportunity debuffs to everybody and hopefully depower Luke Cage. That will be phenomenal. Well, he's exhausted. And let's see, is he depowered? No, unfortunately he isn't. The agent is not depowered. Iron Fist is, so there's going to be no heals on the enemy team. And you know what? Iron Fist is up next, so I'll take him out by exploiting opportunity for about 18 to 19k. We'll go ahead and exhaust the enemy team again. Gonna proc my Tactician suit. Give myself a little bit of a heal. And we're gonna go ahead and Adhesive X them. And now, just in case he's running the cube, which I don't think he is, but if he was, the only thing he'd be able to do would be the Q, but he's dead. So now hopefully we have a nice big crusade going here. That wasn't too big, but it did the job. So there you go. There is my countering the meta group. It basically is designed to be anti-melee, which is what you see a lot of over here now. And I think it's worked out pretty well. I mean, there's 6, 7, and 1 so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and switch my gear back over here. Going to get the Mark of the Brotherhood, just so I don't forget. Although, you know, I honestly do believe I could use this team in PvP right now, and they would be rather solid. The team that I went up against, my default team probably could have beaten, because the Nano Plague certainly would have helped, and the Fatal Blow on everybody would have helped also. But I'm going to go ahead and get that back in here. And I'm going to go ahead and get X-Force Archangel back and Psylocke back. But, you know, these guys really stand a chance of being a very, very solid team. And it's not too expensive to run them. At least not horribly so. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video here on G4G Games for Gamers. The background soundtrack is brought to you by this deep space ambiance that I like. It'll be linked in the description, so go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe to me on Twitter. You'll get notifications when we post videos and when I'm streaming. And I'll probably have a Heroes of the Storm update video coming later today, so watch for it. Take care, everybody.